she announced, "My ex is my new gynecologist. You're too insecure if that bothers you." I said, "Your health comes first." Then I found their hotel receipts and sent them to the medical board when his license was revoked during her appointment. I need to get this off my chest before I lose my mind. Yesterday at 2:47 p.m., I watched my wife's car pull into our driveway, exactly 3 hours after she'd left for her gynecologist appointment. She walked in, carrying a Starbucks cup that wasn't there when she left, her hair slightly different than this morning, and wearing the lipstick she saves for special occasions, the same lipstick she swore she grabbed by mistake this morning. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from when this nightmare began. 6 weeks ago, my wife Rachel dropped a bomb on me over breakfast. Not metaphorically. She literally waited until I had a mouthful of scrambled eggs to announce. So, funny story. Remember Dr. Marcus Chen, my ex from medical school? He just joined the practice at Riverside Women's Health. He's going to be my new gynecologist. I nearly choked. After coughing for 30 seconds straight, I managed to ask the obvious question. "Your ex-boyfriend is going to be your gynecologist? Rachel, that's..." "What? Inappropriate? Unprofessional?" She rolled her eyes so hard I thought they might fall out. "Please, Daniel, he's a medical professional. We dated for like 6 months 12 years ago. If you're too insecure to handle your wife getting proper medical care from the best specialist in the city, that's a you problem." The best specialist in the city line should have been my first red flag. Marcus Chen had literally just started at the practice last month. How could he already be the best anything? It's not about insecurity, I tried to explain. It's about boundaries. There have to be other gynecologists. Dr. Patterson retired. Dr. Williams has a 4-month waiting list. The other doctor at the practice only works 2 days a week and doesn't take my insurance. She rattled off these excuses like she'd rehearsed them. Another red flag I missed. Besides, Marcus specializes in the exact hormonal issues I've been having. You know, the ones that have been affecting our intimate life. Low blow. We'd been having bedroom issues for months, her constantly claiming she was too tired, had headaches, or just wasn't feeling it. She'd been promising to see a specialist about potential hormonal imbalances. Now suddenly her ex-boyfriend was the answer to our problems? "Your health comes first," I said, swallowing my pride. "If he's really the best option, then okay." The smile that spread across her face was triumphant. Not relieved, not grateful. Triumphant. The first appointment was 3 weeks ago. She spent 2 hours getting ready for a medical appointment. When I raised an eyebrow at her dress, the black one with the low neckline that she wore to my company's Christmas party, she snapped. "I haven't seen Marcus in years. I don't want to look like I've let myself go. It's called having pride in your appearance, Daniel." She came back from that appointment glowing. Not metaphorically, literally glowing like she'd had the best day of her life. "He says my hormonal panels look concerning. I'll need weekly appointments for specialized treatments." Weekly appointments? That seems excessive, I ventured. "Are you a doctor now?" Marcus went to Johns Hopkins. I think he knows what he's talking about. She kissed my cheek dismissively. "Don't worry, baby. Once he fixes my hormones, our bedroom problems will be ancient history." The second appointment was when I started documenting things. She left at 10 a.m. for an 11 a.m. appointment. The clinic is 15 minutes away. When I texted at 10:45, asking if she wanted me to grab lunch for when she got back, she replied, "In waiting room now. Running behind schedule. Don't wait for me." Interesting, since when I drove by the clinic at 11:30, I had to go to Home Depot, which happened to be in that direction. Her car wasn't in the parking lot. She came home at 2 p.m. with a story about how they'd squeezed in extra tests and procedures. Her hair was curled. It had been straight when she left. When I mentioned it, she laughed. The nurse complimented my hair and offered to curl it while we waited for test results. Isn't that sweet? Sure, very sweet. By the third appointment, I'd had enough of the gaslighting. I did something I'm not proud of. I put a GPS tracker in her car. I know. Invasion of privacy, trust issues, all of that. But when your wife starts dressing like she's going to a cocktail party for medical appointments and comes back looking thoroughly disheveled, you do what you have to do. The tracker showed her car at the clinic for exactly 12 minutes. Then it went to the Marriott downtown. It stayed there for 3 hours and 17 minutes. I sat in my office, staring at that little dot on my phone screen, feeling my world crumble. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed more than a GPS dot. I needed proof that would stick. That's when I remembered, Marcus wasn't just her ex. He'd been her ex, who cheated on her. She'd cried for weeks when she found out he was sleeping with 3 different nurses at their hospital. The man was a serial cheater with a thing for taken women. One of those nurses had been engaged. Another was married. So I did what any desperate husband would do. I hired a private investigator. Tom Matthews looked like every PI you've ever seen in movies. Rumpled suit, permanent 5 o'clock shadow, eyes that had seen too much. But he was thorough. Within a week, he had everything. Photos of them entering the Marriott separately but leaving together. Rachel adjusting her skirt in the elevator. Marcus with his hand on her lower back. Not professional placement. Tom had a contact who worked at the hotel who confirmed the room was consistently booked under Dr. M. Chen. On the same days as her appointments. The kicker? Tom photographed a room service receipt in the hallway showing champagne and strawberries. Very medical. But Tom found something even better. Marcus was operating under a provisional license that required another physician to be physically present in the building during all patient examinations. The supervising physician had to review and co-sign all patient records within 24 hours. Not only had no one been supervising him, but the required supervisor, Dr. Harrison, had been on vacation in Europe for the past 2 weeks. "Your wife isn't listed as a patient at Riverside Women's Health," Tom told me over coffee. I had a contact verify the appointment system. There's no record of any Rachel scheduled with any doctor there in the past 2 months. The receptionist even mentioned Dr. Chen only sees established patients referred by other physicians in the practice, and your wife's regular doctor retired months ago without making any referrals. The rage I felt could have powered a small city. But I stayed calm. I had one shot at this. I contacted the state medical board with a detailed complaint about Dr. Marcus Chen practicing without required supervision under his provisional license and conducting inappropriate relationships with someone posing as a patient. I included the photos, the timeline showing Dr. Harrison was out of the country during the appointments, and evidence that no patient records existed for these visits. I also noted the pattern of booking hotel rooms on the same days as supposed medical appointments. Then, I waited. Yesterday was supposed to be Rachel's 4th appointment. She left at 10 a.m., same routine. Dressed to kill, fresh perfume, that excitement in her eyes she used to have when we first dated. I worked from home, tracking her car to the Marriott, same as always. At 11:47 a.m., I got a text from an unknown number. "This is Tom. Medical board and police just entered Marriott, room 412. Rachel's car was still there. At 12:15 p.m., Tom sent another text. "Chen arrested. Emergency suspension of license issued. Your wife was present." At 12:33 p.m., Rachel called me. She was sobbing hysterically. "Daniel, oh my goodness, Daniel. Something terrible has happened. I was at my appointment and the police showed up. They arrested Marcus. They're saying he was practicing without a license and they think I was having an affair with him." "Where are you?" I asked calmly. "I'm at the clinic. Can you come get me? I'm too upset to drive." "You're at Riverside Women's Health?" "Yes. Where else would I be?" "Interesting. Because your car's GPS shows you at the Marriott downtown." Silence. Long, dead silence. "Daniel, I can explain." "No need. Tom Matthews already did." "Oh, and Rachel, you were never a patient at that clinic." I checked. More silence. Then, in a small voice, "Who's Tom Matthews?" "The private investigator who's been documenting your medical appointments for the past 2 weeks. The same one who gave everything to the medical board. Marcus is looking at criminal charges, by the way. Fraud, practicing without proper supervision, falsifying medical records. And you're going to be questioned about your role in this since you knew he wasn't authorized to see patients alone." She started sobbing again, but different this time. Panicked, desperate. "Daniel, please, it's not what you think. Marcus and I, we reconnected and decided to commit multiple felonies together. How romantic. I'm coming home. We need to talk. Your stuff will be in the garage. I'm staying at my brother's tonight. My lawyer will contact you Monday about separation proceedings. You can't just... Actually, I can. Adultery combined with deception about medical treatment could be grounds for a more favorable settlement in the divorce. My lawyer says your involvement in his supervision violations won't help your case either. She tried calling 15 more times. Then the texts started. First apologetic, then angry, then threatening. My personal favorite was, "You ruined Marcus's career over your petty jealousy." No, Rachel. Marcus ruined his own career by thinking with his anatomy instead of his brain. And you ruined our marriage by thinking I was too stupid to catch you. The punchline to this whole thing? Tom found out Marcus has been doing this in 3 different states. Each time he starts practicing before his license transfers, starts affairs with patients, real or fake, and leaves when it gets too hot. Rachel wasn't special, she was just another Mark. Eat it. For everyone asking, yes, I'm getting tested for STDs. Already have an appointment tomorrow. And yes, I'm in therapy. Turns out having your reality constantly questioned by someone you trust really messes with your head. But I'm gonna be okay. Better than okay. I'm free. When she finally came to get her things last night, with a police escort because she was afraid of what I might do, she looked broken. Her perfect hair was a mess. Her makeup was smeared. The confident, gaslighting woman who'd told me I was too insecure was gone. I loved him, she said quietly as she loaded her car. He said he never stopped loving me, that seeing me again made him realize I was the one who got away. He said the same thing to the nurse in Seattle, I replied. And the pharmaceutical rep in Portland. Tom was very thorough. The last thing she said to me was, "You didn't have to destroy him." Yes, I did. Because men like Marcus don't stop until someone makes them, and women like Rachel don't learn until they lose everything. This morning, I got a call from the district attorney's office. They want me to testify about the supervision violations. Apparently, this is bigger than just Marcus and Rachel. The whole clinic might have been in on it, billing insurance for unsupervised provisional license appointments at full specialist rates while the supervising physicians were absent. Rachel is being questioned as a witness, and if she knew about the lack of supervision, she could face charges too. UP date, posted 2 hours after original post. Tom just called. The FBI is now involved. Apparently, Marcus and several other doctors have been running this scam across state lines for years. It's a whole network. Fake appointments, insurance fraud, prostitution rings disguised as medical practices. Rachel might have stumbled into something way bigger than a simple affair. Her lawyer just called me. She wants to meet. She says Rachel has information that could help my case and reduce her charges. I think I'll pass. She made her bed in that Marriott hotel room. Now she can lie in it, alone, in federal prison. I'm sitting here in my empty house, drinking coffee from the mug she bought me for our 5th anniversary. World's okayest husband, it says. Funny how okay wasn't enough for her. She needed the excitement of sneaking around with her ex, the thrill of lying to my face, the power trip of making me feel crazy for questioning her. But here's the thing about gaslighting someone. It only works if they don't have receipts. And I had all the receipts, literally. The divorce papers were filed this morning. My lawyer says it's the most clear-cut case he's ever seen. The criminal charges mean she can't even contest it. 8 years of marriage ended because she couldn't resist playing doctor with her cheating ex. The saddest part? If she'd just been honest, said she had feelings for him, wanted to explore them, I would have been hurt, but we could have divorced amicably. Instead, she chose to lie, manipulate, gaslight, and commit actual crimes. All while telling me I was too insecure. Turns out I wasn't insecure enough. Final edit. Rachel's best friend just messaged me. Apparently, Rachel knew Marcus was coming to town 3 months before she told me. She'd been talking to him for 6 months, planning this whole thing. The hormonal issues were fake from the start. She never intended to fix our bedroom problems. She was creating them to justify seeing him. I'm done with this whole mess. Time to move forward. Thanks for all the support, Reddit. You've helped more than you know.